it.
Well, I think actually, like I said earlier, like going to a brewery and some distilleries has actually opened my eyes a little bit to understanding it more and enjoying the taste. I think if you don't know what you're tasting or how to taste, or I think you don't really know where to start. And I think that probably might have been the start for me, where you can actually, learn a little bit more about the process and what you're drinking. And actually, one of the first ones I went to was probably this Black Sheep Brewery. Then I went to a couple of distilleries up in Scotland, and I've got a cupboard which I can just dig into and enjoy a bit more.
Great.
Amazing. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, just sort of knowing what's going on, basically. It's not just like a logo on a pump. Like, the craftsmanship that's gone into making this scotch or this beer or whatever it is. And like just standing at the cellar door and just drinking a pint of whatever it is, it's the best thing in the world, isn't it? Yeah. It just tastes so good.
100%.
Straight from the source, baby.
You got it.
Perfect.
I think I can put the gavel down on that. First gavel of the evening.
Brilliant. Yes.
Everyone remembers their first gavel, Sean.
Woo, that was good for me. Thank you.
All right.
Let's get into the most serious topic of the week. Okay, this has been at the forefront of everybody's mind. It's no laughing matter. This is incredibly, incredibly serious. It's the European Super League, or should I say the rise and fall of the European Super League.
The overnight rise and fall.
Man, this is crazy. What on earth... I mean, okay, first of all, Sean, are you a football fan? What is your football background?
So, similar to Greg, I follow Man U because of our heritage, shall I say, in our family, driven by our granddad. So we were Man U fans when we were a kid. I follow Man U, so I keep an eye on them, always keep an eye on the score. But I'll be honest, I don't watch many games. It's fallen off my radar as my top sport. Others have picked the post. But I'm very aware of what's going on with this news. Yes. I got to keep an eye on it, otherwise I can't talk to people. Most people love football, so in order to have conversations with other humans, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, especially in the last 3 or 4 days, like everybody's pretended they know what's going on.
That's it.
And
I can't wait for 3 non-football fans to have a discussion about it as well. This is great. 3 guys that don't watch football. Come on, let's fix this. What went wrong, guys? So I have a quick question because I've been following it, but I don't know all the ins and outs. Was this going to be a concurrent league, or was it going to be just like a championship type thing where it's just going to be each team plays each other, like a Six Nations kind of vibe? Like what was the vibe going to be, or was it going to be just a year-long league?
Well, from what I understand, is it's going to be every year. It's going to be like a new Champions League, but it's just the teams that have sort of paid into it, basically. Just the teams that are all friends. They're in this new Super League, and pretty much nobody else can get in or out. You can't get relegated. And I think a lot of the stink was that Arsenal and Tottenham suck, basically. Sorry, Sam, previous guest. He's a Tottenham fan. But Arsenal and Tottenham suck. And they're like, why are they involved? It's basically like, it's obvious that it's just a money thing. It's just the bosses are all mates, and they've just gone, let's start our own little clothes shop, even if we suck, and we'll be the best in the world, quote unquote. And then everyone will forget about all the other ones and we'll make a ton of money, basically. Yeah. I was shocked about how massive the reaction was, though. It's, because I already think football's like this. We always cry about corruption in FIFA, alleged corruption in FIFA, and whatever else going on in football, saying, it's just about the money. And then now everybody's jumped on the bandwagon, like, it's about the fans. How can you do this? I'm like... You make fans pay like £100 for a terrible seat at the Emirates. Like, so why do we all care about the fans now? I think it's sort of in two minds. I'm like, it's not a good idea, but also don't pretend you care about the fans. You charge them crazy money for a shirt, and you charge them crazy money to go and sit at the back. I don't.
Yeah, that's that was my thing. It did seem like it had like a smacking of anti-capitalist sentiment.
There was a bit of that for sure.
So I don't know, which we've seen in a lot of other areas which always gets my back up a little bit. But I understand that obviously, companies are greedy and stuff. And I do understand why there was backlash against it. But a lot of the reasoning just seemed to be like, oh, it's just greed. It's greed. They're trying to make money. It's like, what do you think they've been doing the entire time? Like,
yeah.
And you haven't complained. Well, people do complain, I guess, but you still pay through the nose to watch it. And it's, until you stop watching it and show them that they've gone too far. Or, I guess, scream loud enough so they know you've gone too far. But, I don't know, it just did have a bit of a anti-company, anti-corporation vibe to it, which I wasn't keen on.
Yeah.
Adam, you're a cricket fan, right?
Big time, yeah.
Is there not parallels in... Because aren't they create new cricket games, it feels like, quite a lot. Isn't there a new one coming out this year?
Oh, don't get me started about the 100. Yeah.
Is it not a similar sort of thing where, like, they're, I'm not sure who's creating new tournaments or new ways of, making money or new ideas of bringing more fans in, but it's kind of similar?
Big time. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same thing. And there's a lot of stink around the 100 as well. Not quite as much as there is in football, I think, just because there are fewer fans in total in this country anyway. But it's like, essentially the 100 is like T20, but just with fewer balls. They've just like sort of rounded it down to 100 because people like 100 better than 120 or like whatever it is. It's like, it's stupid. So we're going to have one over at the end that's 10 balls. That's not 6. Who's going to bowl that over? No one wants to bowl that 10 balls on the trot. That's ridiculous.
Are they just trying to make the game as short as possible?
Yeah, they want to make it. Yeah, they want to make it as short and as fireworky and as cheerleadery and as musicy as possible. Basically, bright coloured shirts, celebrities slogging it. That's it. It's just like cheapening the game. And they're even trying to change some of the words. Like, how you've got 10 wickets per team, right? They're going to call them outs now because apparently people don't know what a wicket is or can't even be bothered to find out what a wicket is. So it's like, 70 runs for 4 outs. It's like, what the hell is this? You're ruining the sport. They're not going to call the fielding position third man anymore because women play it. And I don't know, I've never heard anyone complain about that. So it's just going to be third, that position. Yeah. And just things like that. They're just changing the words, changing the game, and there's already too much cricket. Like they can't physically play all formats, so the people are getting burnt out, getting injuries, they're sacrificing their international career because they're going to India to make $1 billion or whatever, playing in the Indian Premier League. Lots of things like that. So, yeah, you're completely right, Sean. It's basically the same thing. Like, we're just sort of cheapening it, making it flashier. And, don't get me wrong, I love America, but they're making it kind of more American. Like, hot dogs, pay the money, get in, get out, that sort of thing. Which, to me, is not what cricket or football is about, really,
Some of the team names are very American, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, man.
I can't remember what they are, but they're like Sheffield Lions or
Welsh Fire and oh, I can't I pay so little attention to it that I don't even know what they are. Me, if it doesn't last 5 days, if you can't go to sleep within a game, it's not a match for me.
Okay, but all right, so let me be devil's advocate though. We know that there's less people are watching cricket now than they were 20 years ago
in England, right? Yeah. Not in the world.
In England, yeah. No, yeah, okay, sure. But let's assume we're talking England here. Yeah. Is it fair to let them try and, I don't know, revitalise it for a younger audience?
But I don't think it does. I get your point, of course, but what does this have that a one-day international doesn't have? So 50 overs aside. Like, nothing. It's just... Yeah. They've just cut it a bit shorter. And I've never heard somebody go to a cricket match and say, I don't understand what's going on. What's this wicket thing? In terms of a short game, people don't understand the long game. But if we're talking about like one-dayers or T20s, like it's pretty easy. There's a few funny words, but everyone gets what's going on, surely.
Would you rather keep the one-day internationals more traditional, though? Less like confetti cannons. And
no confetti cannons. Zero cannons.
But then, so we keep those one-day internationals like that, and then we just try this really experimental, very short cheerleaders, body paint, confetti cannons, hot dogs being thrown at you. Like, I don't know. I can just see it from the other side a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, give it a go. give it a go for sure. But I won't be there. I won't be paying for it. I mean, and I like to think I'm the one that I'm the one that pays for it. I go down to watch Surrey when there's no one else in there. I watch it on Sky Sports. I follow it every day. All this sort of thing. I'm like, they're basically trying to get a few quid off somebody who doesn't really care about it. Instead of my money. I'm like, I love it. I'll keep paying for it until the day I die. Why don't you cater to me? I'll keep paying.
I feel like it's maybe I can see a parallel maybe to like almost like some of the horse races that we get that used to be these very grand, posh things that they've sort of made. They've revitalized it by like just tons of booze, making it relatively cheap to go in, and there's loads of people turn up, but it's a very different now. Like Ascot and this kind of stuff is like it's a very different scene. Yeah, and the tradition of it is probably nowhere to be seen really nowadays. But at least it's it's surviving. Yeah, true. Yeah,
that's what it is, isn't it? They're trying to extend the life cycle because if the numbers are dropping, then they've got to do something to keep it going. And there's obviously, unfortunately, the traditional viewers may not enjoy it as much, but it does open the floodgates to others. I mean, they do it ATP in the tennis tournament, the O2. I mean, that's the flashiest tennis game I've ever seen. Do you think people at Wimbledon must hate it? Yeah. There's smoke guns, there's music. It's like a wrestling match. Like there's entering music, but some people love it. It's their favourite tournament.
I mean, I completely understand your point. Like, I've not seen the stats. If cricket is well and truly dying, like if cricket, horse racing, and tennis is dying. Yeah, fair enough, you got to do something. But what's his name, Perez, the boss of the Super League, him saying we did it to save football. What is he talking about? Yeah. Football's not dying. Football's the biggest thing in the world. Like, it's not like it's on its arse.
No, that's ridiculous.
That is interesting. I was gonna say, like, has the Champions League viewership gone down or something? Like, why are they?
Well, they are revamping, aren't they? I don't know why that is, but they were set to announce it on Monday when this Super League stuff came out. They were set to revamp the Champions League. I don't know what they were going to do or even whether they've released a statement now. But, it was definitely in direct competition to Champions League, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
good. Well, we made it through, guys. Well done. Yeah, it's gone. I'm surprised they're that quick to react to it, to be honest. So, fair play, I guess. Well done, them. But
they reacted hard. They didn't mess around, did they? It was actually great news, right? It was quite exciting, and that's one thing I don't like about football. It's always the top teams winning, and it could do with a bit of excitement, and it definitely brought that this week.
Big time.
But it's over quick.
That's all you get. Back to cricket, Adam. Nice. Gavel down, boys. Shall we get into the main meal, into the meat of today's action? Shall we talk about our guilty pleasures?
Okay, so Sean, you this is actually your idea. You're making us do this. So you're outing us in front of all of our hundreds of fans we've got, and So the plan is we're going to list 2 guilty pleasures, within a rough guide. So I don't know, films and TV, music, food, that kind of stuff. And we're just gonna, it's like, think of it like a therapy session. We're just gonna get it out there. We're not gonna feel bad about it. It's a safe space. Just say it, and we'll discuss, and we'll be supportive, I'm sure. So, as the guest, Sean, I feel like you should kick it off, man.
Do you feel like you've got a big hole in your foot where you just shot straight down?
Big time. I mean, it's a blokes podcast, and I'm not going to come across very blokey, but no, it'd be interesting. Let's, like you said, therapy session. Let's let it all out. So, okay, I can start. I'll start on music.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna really go guilty pleasure here.
Sweet.
I'm gonna go the first cassette I bought. And it was an album.
Nice.
And I know all of the words.
Yeah, that's a definite requirement, isn't it, for a guilty pleasure? You sing it all times. Car, shower, cooking, Whenever it's on, you'll sing at top belt.
You have to, yeah. When it comes on, something in your brain goes, hold on a second.